Weltschmerz. Is this a familiar word for you? Weltschmerz is a German word, and we don't translate it because we use it in the English language, in the Norwegian, in the Swedish, in a lot of country we use Weltschmerz, the German term, because it is a word for the world sorrow, the sorrow that we feel from the collective field of war, conflicts, and all the sadness and the sorrow we have felt for hundreds of years. So our ancestors lived in the First and Second World War, and there were conflict, and it was the survival mode. So for so many years, a lot of people have lived in the survival mode. Survival, 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 survival in patterns. But now all of us are invited into the next step. And the next step is out of the survival patterns, and it is into living as heart-centered being. So everything comes as a divine flow through our heart. So I have made a free module 0 Divinum Reset. And this module has the name From Weltschmerz to Divine Design. The divine design is our blueprint. It is the source of us. Someone call it the God source, but all of us have a life power, a life source. And whatever you call it, you can call it God, you can call it Tao, you can call it the universe, you can call it whatever you want. But all of us have a clean essence, the truth of us, what is true for us. And when we connect to this, then we live as heart-centered being. Then we go from the programmed mental mind to the heart. And the 23rd of May, I had visitors. I had visitors first in March, but then I said I hadn't time, so I said, because it was Tim Bergling, and he had a message for me, and I said, wait until the Divinum Reset is finished. And I finished it in Norwegian the 23rd of May. And then, the 22nd, I was finished this evening. And in the morning, Friday morning, 23rd of May, when I woke up, there Tim Bergling was. And it was a very emotional meeting. And then he told me that his life and that he struggled and he committed suicide, and my son committed suicide. I had suicidal thoughts when I was a teenager. And he said, you hold the program that I wanted in the life as Tim Bergling in Sweden. Can you make a module for free as a legacy from me after I made all the songs? Because when Tim Bergling made all the songs, he was in his divine flow. He did what he loved, but after a while it became a pressure. So in the beginning, when he wasn't famous, he was in this zone and he loved it, and he made music because he was highly sensitive, vibrational sensitive, and he just felt the frequency. So when he was in this space, he just produced, and thing was amazing for him. Then he was kind of popular, and people saw him, wow, you bring such beautiful music. And then a lot of people came with expectation, and he felt it. So he was highly sensitive, so he felt the Weltschmerz also from other people, because the Weltschmerz is all the sorrow that we have created. So Tim Bergling looked for a permanent solution for the Weltschmerz, and this is what I can offer. But even though the first model is free, it is a start, and I want to ask you for some help. Can you please help me to share this video to people you know that have diseases, that have depression, that have anxiety, autoimmune diseases? Because almost all sickness, I can say 95% and even more, are a symptom of the Weltschmerz, because we have created so much war and so much fighting, so much survival, and all the pattern of survival from our ancestor, we feel it in our bone, in the bone structure, in our cells. So the Weltschmerz actually program ourselves. I won't go so deep into epigenetic, but we know that epigenetic tells us that our surroundings affect our cells, our genetic expression. So since we have created so much sadness, so much hardness, so much war and violence. We feel it, and then we try to compensate with going into programming, and we don't know how to connect to our heart, or we can also call it the divine design, because the divine design is kind of living with open heart. So we need tools to help us to come more in flow and live as the new human, because the new human live heart-centered symphony, like heart-centered in flow. So I want you to help me to send this free module to whoever you know, if you have a friend have autoimmune, if he had cancer, because cancer, autoimmune diseases, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, all of them have almost the same root cause, and the root cause is survival. We have lived for so many hundreds of years in survival, but now we are invited into something bigger, to live as homo luminous, as light beings. And I know my gifts. I have walked the path, and I have felt the Weltschmerz so big on my body. So 2 years when I was a teenager, I wanted to commit suicide, and I wrote a letter and I tried to commit suicide. And it's tough, because I remember reflecting, why am I here? It's make no sense, and it's so hard to be on Mother Earth. So I have walked the path. So since I have felt it so strongly, and I have found the solution, worked as a therapist for many years, and first I worked with the mental, and then the emotional, and then the spiritual. So it is the wholeness of us, because we are more than physical. We are more than our emotion. We are more than our thoughts. We are more than, yes, we are kind of unity. We are God creation, God source. And when we align with our divine flow, we align or kind of surrender to the divine flow in us, because all of us have a unique rhythm. I have my unique rhythm, the sleep pattern I have, the eating pattern, and the more that I surrender this programming and then I align to the wholeness of me, the more I am in balance. So we know that being in nature helps us. So when our heart connect with Mother Earth's heart, then we feel the resonance. It's like, connecting to Mother Earth. When I lay in nature and just take in Mother Earth, then the rhythm is kind of, then you are in the rhythm, the natural rhythm, what animals are and plants are. If you see kind of a sheep, when it eat and it poo, there are a divine flow in almost all animals, because they don't stop it in their brain like humans do. So most of the sickness and the imbalance we see are mental, and mental sickness become physical, and also physical symptoms and pain become mental. So it is not one or the other, they are intertwined. We are intertwined with everything. But what I wanted to say, that Weltschmerz is an expression of what we have lived, the old program us. And now we are invited to see another reality, to upgrade our DNA, to upgrade our being, so that we can live in balance with everything. And when I have come in balance, I see how many people I can heal in another level. So my family, my extended family, my colleague. So when you do it, you don't only do it for yourself. You do it for your parents, your children, your community. So most sickness, I will say 99% of the sickness is not individual sickness. It is collective sickness. We have created sickness on Mother Earth. I have called it for 8 years, I think I have called it habitat diseases. I call it habitat diseases because it is our habitat where we are born gives us different sicknesses. So the sicknesses and symptoms we have in northern part of Europe, Nordic country, are different, and in Africa, and are different, and in Australia. So because we have different habitats. So Weltschmerz is kind of an umbrella term for all the sorrow, all the pain, all the struggle, all the programming that we have lived so long, and now we long to get out of it. It is the hamster wheel. So this is a free model that I want to give, and I have made it in English, Norwegian and Swedish. So this is the 3 languages that I have said yes to do. And since this is a free gift from me to you, because I have said yes to help humanity raise consciousness, and I do it in my way. And if you listen to it, I know that you also are a light being that wants the best for humanity. So help me spread this free course so that we can help more and more people. There are many good programs, but someone is like, okay, we don't have money, we don't have, but if you have time, if you just said, okay, now I am giving a free module, a book. It is a book, a PDF, and you read and you do deep question, because you have to change your perspective and like introspective. You have to go within and start to question the belief you have, because it is mostly the belief that are kind of fixated. So we want to go out of the fixated ego. The ego is an amazing tool, but it has been programmed, and then it run kind of its own way, and we don't allow the heart and the silent kind of divine flow, because we need to come in our own rhythm, our own divine flow. And then we are in balance, and then we help each other, and we know that all of us are brothers and sisters. So yeah, I also will come with a new book in short time, and this will also describe where we are now. That Weltschmerz is one aspect, but also how to live as a new human, because we have taken life very literally. We take most what we hear literally, but we are now moving into a symbolic way of living, because we know that everything in our surroundings is kind of symbols. And when we connect to our soul, the soul is kind of the open heart, the heart centered, and then we connect to the soul. And when we are connected to the soul, then we know that everything in life is a reflective reality, and it is speaking to us. Like yesterday, for example, I was walking on the mountain, as I do every day, and I found a blue feather. And it was not ordinary blue, it was kind of a turquoise, it's light blue. And it's like, wow. And what happened yesterday was a big thing, very big thing. I won't go into it, but I just wanted to say that life are speaking to us all the time. And this is a time to be more quiet, to go inward. Because if you only live in the outer world and the chaotic, and listen to the news and hear all the chaotic, then it is hard. It can be, so the only thing we can do now to come in balance is to go inward. Start to breathe deeply and connect to our body. So this is my free gift to you, and I hope you can help me to share it so that we together can help. So I have made this. This is what I have done. I have spent several days doing it, and if you just can do a click. So I ask of you, can you please share it with 3 people? If you share this with 3 people, I am so grateful, because I know that this makes a big difference. So the more this spread, the more we help humanity in this challenging time, because it is challenging for most of us. We really feel the pain and all the sickness and all the imbalance that we have created for so long. So thank you for helping me spread this message, and do this free model yourself so you can feel it. And yeah, it will, even though if you don't have so much, if you are in balance, you can take it, because then it's kind of, it is helpful anyhow. So you don't have to be sick, because then, okay, this person will have benefit of this or that. So it is kind of to help each other. So thank you, and namaste. All the best from me to you.